up, Taurus? This is going to be your bi-weekly love check-in. This is for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and for the cross watchers. If you guys enjoy this, give me a like, throw me a comment, share. If you are new here, I do things differently on this channel. I combine tarot with universal law of assumption, manifesting, mindset, looking into your situation with a specific person, the person on your mind, the dynamic, and I help you to like refocus, shift the energy, tweak it, manifest it differently should you wish to. So if that is your bag, then you can stick with me. We're going to do the person on your mind. How do they feel about you? How do you feel about them in a projected potential? I say that why? Because universal law of assumption. Everything exists all at once. All potentials exist in this very given moment. Creation is finished. Your desires are meant for you. Everyone on the outside is you pushed out, so you can have any version of anyone or anyone that you would like. If you would like to manifest this differently, circumstances don't matter, conditions don't matter. Just requires a shift in your identity and a refocus, shifting your dominant thoughts and assumptions projected outwards. So I also have an entire course called Shifted, guys, where I take you through all of this and the practical steps, and also how it applies to a specific person. So you can check it out. The link is in the bio. All right, Taurus, the person on your mind, how do they feel about you? We've got a King of Swords in the reverse, so it's like something that needs to be said, but hasn't been said. King of Swords in the reverse. Could be dealing with this situation, Knight of Swords, where there's been a little bit of erratic communication or reactivity to one another around confusion. It's like something needs to be clarified or said and it's been not very clear, okay? Seven of Pentacles, invested, but it's a foundation, so it's not clear, Taurus. It's like Seven of Cups, you know? Maybe this is like, are there other energies around? So there could be a little bit of that kind of confusion, or just mixed signals, mixed feelings, mixed energy, confusion, okay? We do have an Ace of Pentacles here, Taurus. We have a Knight of Swords, and then we have Ten of Cups, okay? And then we've got Knight of Wands and the Ten of Swords. All right. So there is something here, Knight of Swords. There could have been a reactivity in the recent perceived past, guys. So the check-in is like, when I say that, it's because I told you already everything exists in the now. So if we shift this, we've already shifted it, okay, the focus. But in the recent perceived past, or the version that you're aware of, seems to be that there's been some reactivity. Knight of Wands is passion, chemistry, but it's like not the Ten of Cups. Now, the reactivity could be around, is this solid? Is this not solid? And Ten of Swords is maybe a painful cycle, painful words or reactivity, lack of clarity, reaction to the situation around it not being very clear. Ten of Cups would be about the future vision and family. So it seems confusing, Taurus, you know, it's like mixed energy. Three of Cups, Seven of Swords. So there's a bit of trust here around like, is this Ten of Cups? Okay, trusting in the situation. There also could be, you know, other energies in the mix that have created confusion. Maybe not like serious, like nothing really founded, but I mean, created trust issues when it comes to this situation. I mean, let me see what this Knight of Swords is, and I get oracles as well, so they give us more details. Five of Swords is tensions, clashing, okay? And so the clash could be also, it could be family influence, guys, with that Ten of Cups. Seems to be meddling or, you know, interfering with having this Ten of Cups, this like happily ever after energy. Let's see, Magician card. I mean, they're still manifesting, I guess, the Ten of Cups with you, but you've definitely had some clash, some verbal clashes, and it's around mixed, like this isn't very clear. And Three of Cups, let's see. I mean, some of you are connected through the same network, people, friends, etc. And that's caused some kind of like, not trusting in the situation. Yeah, I mean, they don't want to let you go because Six of Swords is in the reverse, so that's a return after a clash. Let me see one more on this Ace of Pentacles. Queen of Swords, some of you, yeah, there's been a clash. Queen of Swords says what's what, so there could have been, it's a serious energy, a clash around, okay, what the hell's going on here, or reactivity. Queen of Swords can be a bit like that, a bit cold, a bit cutting. Let me get one of these Magician cards. There's a lot here around revival, Taurus, okay? Judgment card, revival after a clash or a tension. Ten of Swords, painful cycle. And then what else have we got with that Three of Cups? Yeah, the Hierophant card and the Tower card. Some kind of a reaction, Taurus. I mean, the Hierophant card is traditional values. It's, you know, maybe a clash, like, are we on the same page? Marriage, commitments, long-term, long-term commitments. And then there's a Tower. There's been in this recent, perceived version. But they still, even now, they want to have some kind of a comeback round. And the Six of Swords is a return after that. Let's see one more on the Hierophant card. Yeah, the World, round and round a little bit. Okay? And then the Nine of Wands, around Nine of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Wounds in the way in which you communicated with one another, and reactivity around like really being solid with one another. Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant card, and this is about also your values. Some of you, the clash could be like, do you share the same values, like religious factors, cultural factors? So that could be also the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups, like family and people in the mix meddling a little bit that cause lack of trust in the situation. And then you communicate in a certain way that can be tense. I mean, they're still coming in to communicate with you, Taurus, and we've got the World card in the reverse, so it's been a bit round and round in this version. So the round and round, guys, is very easily fixable. It's just literally have to shift your focus and sustained focus in only what you prefer. So anything that appears to be something that's an issue, we just need to ride it the fuck out. Honestly, it's that simple. I know it doesn't sound simple, but it is. Didn't I say at the beginning, circumstances, conditions don't matter? So we've got your energy, we've got Scorpio energy, we've got Virgo, Gemini energy, double Scorpio energy. Okay, there's some kind of a comeback round in this momentary check-in. So we want to stick to exactly what you want, Taurus. So let's have a look, because this is all your manifestation. So there's communication on this side. You've got Six of Cups, so you want to also reconcile. Some of you, you have nice, when it's nice, it's warm, and it feels good. And then there's a Five of Cups. So Six of Cups, Five of Cups, that's like maybe regrets with words. Guys, if you have had some kind of a clash or a tension with a person, if you cling to that, like, oh my God, what about what, was said, what was done, what about all these things? It's just that you keep that in the storyline. You don't really need to. And if you're feeling like bad about things that were said, Five of Cups, like regrets, etc., you don't need to, because moment by moment, we can completely shift the entire energy and the trajectory. You've got Nine of Pentacles, Taurus. So you could be very focused on you and feeling good with yourself. I mean, because it seems to be that this is like, is it commit or don't commit? So Nine of Pentacles could be that you're very focusing on yourself at the moment, because it's Hanged Man, one foot in, one foot out, okay? Queen of Swords is in the reverse. Queen of Swordsy energy, okay? So it's like, for some of you, you're a bit like, okay, I don't really want to be hanging in there, and I don't want to feel like I'm in between. And then the Six of Wands is in the reverse, and you might feel like you're not getting the attention, or you're not getting, the recognition that you want to from this person, and that can be the clash, right? So you can flip the script, and you can be like, well, no, they're all about me. They're all about me. We're great. We communicate so well. We're totally on the same page. If you want like the full commitment, and it seems to be sometimes going that way, and then there's interference or there's lack of clarity, you've got it's states of consciousness, guys. You just got to be version of Taurus. This is how it is. Boom. They are so committed to me. They want only me. We are. If you want to get married, we're getting married. If you feel like there's other energies in the mix that are meddling, etc., there's part of your script. So just take your awareness off them, because what you focus on grows. So focus on what you want, and then the evidence is going to solidify for you because you shifted, okay? Four of Swords is in the reverse. There's a lot of reversals, guys, but they're meant to be. So you want to come out. There's been a stop. They're going to come in and communicate, but you definitely have been processing something around feeling like you're not recognized, and there's a Queen of Swordsy type energy. So there's been a bit of a sort of coldness or an erratic communication, and you're not sure about the future vision. It's been around that. On the other hand, you don't want to be on this pause period, and you do want to reconcile, because I'm going to trust that Six of Cups. See King of Cups. So Taurus, you do feel emotion for this person. Some of you are dealing with water energy. We've got strong Pisces here. but you know, you want it your way, I guess. You don't want to feel like you're hanging in there. That's your story. So the perception should be, no, I don't wait for anything. Firstly, you should say, I'm a master at manifesting. I get exactly what I want. We don't settle or try to change this recent perceived version. You just say, no, of course. And partly you might assume that this person does love you, but you feel like you have to hang in there. Even that isn't a perception, guys. So say, no, I'm the writer of the show. So of course they love me. Of course they want me. Of course we're together. Of course we're getting married. Of course I'm all they want. See, impatience, Taurus, temperance. Now, the illusion of time and patience and waiting, it's an illusion. It's an awareness. Okay, you might have an assumption this person's like half ready, not ready. So just say, no, they're ready. They're ready for me. I'm all they want. Page of Cups is in the reverse. And sometimes you feel maybe also that they can be a bit immature. Some of you are dealing with a person that's a bit younger than you. So there might be that sort of feeling like maybe they're not ready. And then you're going to get validation of it, guys, even with characters popping up and even in the way in which you communicate with one another, you're going to get validation. Some of you also, Page of Cups in the reverse, you might feel like, yes, you partly know that this person, King of Cups, can be very loving, and partly sometimes you think that they can be, you're not sure if you can trust it, or you feel like what they're giving you is small. There's some trust issues here, okay, around the way forward, and then that causes reactivity. So Taurus, it's so fixable, literally, just through you. You decide, you give them the script. Okay, you can even read Neville. People will be compelled to act upon. You're feeding them consciously or unconsciously. You're feeding them a script. And also, if you have third party energies, etc., that you keep perceiving is in the way, if thousands of people have to move, you get your manifestation. As soon as you've selected the state and you just focus, okay, everything is moving. All the pieces are moving. It's all taken care of. The characters must shift, or they have a different role, okay? Just live in your end. Camera, reminiscing, making memories, learning from the past, perception. So there was something, you have a history with this person, okay, Six of Cups, and you do want to reconcile. You've got memories with this person. They're coming back in. They want to make new memories. I think 8 of Wands. Let's see what else. Okay, there's competition and enemy. There's some kind of an issue here with this 7 of Swords. But then we have ascending, transcending, preparing for union, new phase. I mean, that's the Judgment card, guys. Revival energy. What else? All right, Sword and Rose, clarity and truth, honor and protection, determination. There's a determination, but there could have been a clash around feeling honored or protected, or not trusting this situation because of enemy. And the enemy doesn't even have to be, guys, romantic. It could be, like I said, people in the mix, friends, family, etc. So yeah, what else? Separation, missing you, thinking about you, sadness, bitterness. It's this communication thing. It's this clash and tension, because then we have teddy bear, interested in you, flirting, wanting to date, blooming romance, but then preparing for union. So there's romance, but then there's clashing and uncertainty about the future, and potentially also trust issues around are there people meddling or other causing uncertainty. So even in this check-in, new phase, and I said that, it confirms what I said. And also, yes, there is true romance and emotion. And there's this sort of learning, and there's this new phase and preparing for union. So if you want to get out of impatience and preparing, waiting, it's you. So make the decision and say, this is how it is, and stick to it and allow the outside to show up and reflect it. Sagittarius energy with the Temperance card. Okay, one more. This person, how are they feeling? Okay. Something about one-sided, self-absorbed. Some of you have had a clash, and it's around that. It's maybe this person, the Ten of Swords, it's like this whole bitterness and bitter words is around questioning the love with one another, and you might have gotten frustrated and said, oh, you're being self-absorbed or one-sided or something like that, okay? Because you're just feeling like you're hanging in there and you're not getting everything, for those of you for whom that resonates. But it looks to me like they still want to, come back in, talk, sword and rose, clarity and truth, determination, new phase. Okay, Taurus, let me see. Let's get you a romance angel on this. Let's see. Okay, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. You know that already, Taurus. But if you're frustrated and want the full gambit and don't want any more fighting or interference or trust stuff, it's in your hands, okay? You absolutely can just focus on what you want and not what you don't want. Law of assumption, what do you assume to be true? And who are you aware of being? What are you aware of having or not having? Or what are you aware of? If you're aware of all of this crap, you continue to be aware of it, that is your reality. If you're aware only of, no, we are totally in love, of course, and I'm all they want, and you're in your end with your imagination and your thoughts and what you assume to be true, that is your reality, okay? So there's no doubt about the romantic feelings, but frustration here. So Taurus, just refocus and stick to the script of how you want it, okay? You don't need to micromanage all the details. You just need to be like, this is how it is. This is how they are. This is how our relationship is. They're perfect. We have a perfect relationship. They love me, treat me like a diamond. They give me all the attention. No enemies, don't pay attention to that. No competition, no interferences. If you want the commitment, they're so committed to me. They're so in love with me, they're so committed to me. Full stop, period, point blank. All right, Taurus, I hope that resonated for some of you, and I hope in essence it guided some of you. Like I said, you can check out my course. The link is in the description box of the video. And otherwise, I'm sending you guys so much love, and I will check in with you in 2 weeks' time.